Hello and welcome to HPA-Global Insights, where we'll be interviewing experts from the dietary supplement, nutritional ingredient, and overall natural health food industry. Please like, subscribe, turn on that little notification bell, and comment below. Now on with the show. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. Today we have a guest and also a member company of the association, Aker BioMarine, and representing them is the Human Nutrition Marketing Director, Simo Echchafai. Hi, how are you today? Welcome to the show.
Hi Jeff, thank you for your invitation.
All right, it's great to have you here. So we're going to talk about a few things today, kind of the latest and greatest coming out of Aker BioMarine. First off, I think most people know Aker for your krill oil, Superba. I think that's kind of well established. Beyond that, let's go into some of the new initiatives and things that you guys are working on, like Lysoveta. Can you tell? I've seen that online. I've seen it in a few different places. So can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yes, of course. So Lysoveta is an LPC delivery platform for HPA-DHA. LPC stands, as you know, for lysophosphatidylcholine, and we have developed kind of a methodology and a process to create or to extract LPC from krill oil, which is, if you go back to a very famous paper from Nature in 2014, LPC. Back then, LPC was kind of proved and showcased as the delivery platforms of EPA and DHA through the blood-brain barrier. So for us, it's really a great initiative and a kind of a new business, such as we can provide companies with an LPC proposition. Today, we know that in the market, there are very few possibilities to get LPCs. Some synthetic propositions in very small amounts and very expensive. So that's our aim, is really to develop an LPC proposition that is available or widely available in terms of volumes and also in terms of quality, which is based on krill oil.
Now this ingredient at this point in time is not available, but it's something that I think all fatty acids are striving for, and that's the, how do we get this into the body and get it absorbed, and especially how you mentioned the blood-brain barrier. So there's a lot of applications there. I think this is a kind of a superior delivery system for the fat. It's kind of the FedEx or UPS or the delivery DHL of these fatty acids, which is it's quite amazing.
Absolutely, and I think this paper, if you go through the publication, benchmarked different forms of EPA-DHA and how much they are absorbed by the brain and by the retina. And at the end of the day, you can see the graphs and the conclusions. You can say that LPC was the only way to deliver effectively and efficiently DHA to the brain. So it really opens a lot of applications in terms of brain health and eye health, in terms of infant nutrition, pharmaceutical applications, and eventually disease related to the brain. So really, in terms of potential, it takes it away from the dietary supplements to pharmaceutical applications as well. So we're really excited about the initiative, and for the time being, we are trying to engage with institutions, with universities, with researchers, such as we can prove really the benefits of LPC and to develop enough science around it, such as in parallel, when we have kind of an available product, we can showcase the benefits. But for the time being, really we're excited about the prospects and the outcome for such initiative.
Yeah, that's some amazing stuff. So we'll keep our eyes peeled out for more research and eventually a finished product that's going to help companies with their delivery of these fatty acids and DHA in particular. It's great stuff. Now, so krill, of course, the little guy that is behind all this, the little super power packed, filled with nutrition. You guys got another ingredient, Invi Protein. I saw that coming out. So can you tell us a little bit about that protein powder and how what's that all about?
Yeah, it sounds great. So after introducing LPC and Lysoveta, I think 3 months after, we came up with a new initiative, as you said. It's an Invi Protein, or it's called Invi. The brand is Invi. So it's, for us, it's a novel protein for human consumption. It's a hydrolyzed protein. It's an isolate with an excellent amino acid profile. It's rich in minerals and quick to digest. It includes calcium and magnesium. So it has some attributes like really rapid absorption, excellent solubility in water. It's high on mineral composition, and it's a well-balanced acid profile. So we think that it's really, in terms of positioning, it's one of the highest quality protein ingredients you can find on the market. And krill is really known for high level of proteins, and the protein purity in this ingredient is over 90%. So we really believe that it's an alternative to the different protein propositions that exist in the market. And we know that customers are looking for differentiated sources. Sometimes they are looking for kind of sustainable sources, but we know some of the plant-based sources, and this is, or the non-dairy products are maybe GMO kind of some concerns there. So we believe that we have really a novel food, a diversified source of protein and sustainable source of protein. So this is roughly what is Invi about, and it's coming to the market now in 2021.
All right. Well, that's in the isolate form. That's also, usually a preferred form. Very high. That's where you get those 90%. So even with doing some R&D and development and throwing different flavors, or adding it to all kinds of different formulas, because this would be great for sports nutrition, it'd be great for general health, it'd be great for lots of applications. You're still going to have a really high level of protein even after doing all the tweaking that an R&D person would do to develop a new formula.
Exactly.
So I'm really interested in that. Of course, I take protein added to different things every day throughout my diet, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that come out on the market. And I just mentioned sports nutrition. So over the years working with Aker, and I've just seen a lot of different, explorations into that performance area, and with the U.S. military and athletes and all this stuff. Tracking what does this do? What does this krill oil do for performance? So I know you have a research project that you guys have been working on. Called the Superba Performance, is right?
Yeah, that's true. So we've been, as you said, we've been really researching a lot about sports and performance, and how krill oil can contribute and can help athletes into having an optimal, I would say, performance. So we've done a research with the Norseman triathlon in Norway. It's really one of the very demanding triathlons. And we have kind of followed the paths of different athletes, taking krill oil, taking fish oil, taking placebos, and we've seen, tried to understand the impact of choline and sports performance. As you know, choline and phosphatidylcholine is a precursor in terms of neurons and communication of the neurons, and in terms of cells performance and muscle performance. So we try to understand how choline can help these athletes before the competition in terms of preparing their body, and also after the competition in terms of recovery. So the first part of the research, which is kind of before competition, was already published, and it shows really a higher level of choline in the bloodstream of these athletes, which can kind of extrapolate it and can lead to, the more choline you have in your bloodstream, the more performance, or the more capable you will be into kind of going through this triathletes, or this exercise with I would say, with an optimal performance perspective. And then the second phase, which is still kind of, the paper is not published yet, will focus on the recovery and kind of, the potential of inflammation and anti-inflammation kind of properties for krill, to avoid kind of diseases and complications after high exercise, or extremely demanding exercise, like for a triathlete. That's still in the, I would say, in the middle.
Well, that's some interesting stuff. And knowing quite a few people at Aker that I've worked with over the years, I know Aker is a very athletic company. I'm sure a lot of your colleagues, including your CEO, are very active in many different endeavors in sports and athletics. Mr. Andreas that I work with in China has done Ironman, and he's quite the athlete himself as well. So it's not surprising you guys are diving deep into that and getting some great information on the athletic side.
Absolutely.
So let's wrap things up with kind of market entry in different countries. And you guys are operating in many different countries with manufacturers around the world. One personal story I have, just being in the China market for so long, is I remember when you guys entered, we became friendly pretty quick. And I remember the Chinese regulators, when Aker approached them about the krill oil, they just said, yeah, no problem. That's like shrimp oil. You can bring that in as food products. And Aker, of course, made the right decision to spend the time and energy to educate that this is not shrimp oil. It's completely different, has different profile. We really need to have this in its own category in China. Agreed. And you guys had to go through the flaming hoops of fire to get it approved, which you did, and are now operating in China. So do you have similar stories or other stories around the world where you guys had to actually deal with things like this? Because it's kind of it is part of the omega-3, which is a huge part of the overall dietary supplement industry. So when people hear, oh, it's omega-3, right away they think of fish oil or something like this. So I'm sure I think that's what makes it kind of unique. So let us know what's going on with other markets you've dealt with.
Yeah, I think in terms of regulatory challenges, as you said, we are operating in over 60 countries, and then definitely you have structured market like in Europe and the US. It's very easy to deal with the regulation. At least it's very kind of easy to interpret and to relate to. Straightforward. And then in many other countries, the ingredient is not known, and the awareness of krill and krill oil is really still very low in many countries. So we need, as you said, this education and explaining, oh, it is not fish oil. It is of course an omega-3, but you have different profile. It's a multi-nutrient. It has choline, it has HPA, it has DHA. They are in a phospholipid form. And then I think there is a really a very good knowledge and expertise in the company in terms of taking these processes into a very smooth way. I would say the main challenges are sometimes regulatory, but after a kind of period of adaptation, we get used to what are the main obstacles and how to deal with them in different countries. In China, it was specific because you need, as you said, to apply for the blue hat. That's a process that is lengthy and it takes, as you know, more than 5 years. But in different countries, it's more about how to consider it. Is it same category as fish oil, or what is it? And that's kind of what it can be challenging. So for some different ingredients, I think it's from a regulatory perspective, it can be sometimes a showstopper, and you need to overcome some challenges there.
Okay, and then since I did mention China, let's wrap this up with some new exciting news. Since Aker, you guys do everything from step one to step consumer. You guys have your own ships, you got all this stuff. So you have a new ship that I saw built and launched out of China. Let us know, what is that ship's role in this process?
Absolutely. So that's our new ship. It's called Antarctic Provider. It was built in China in CIMC Raffles Yantai shipyard. It's now on its way from China to Antarctica. It stopped actually in Singapore last week, and it's a support vessel. So it's a vessel that's going to support, from a logistic perspective, our harvesting ships. So we have 3 ships in Antarctica: Antarctic Endurance, Antarctic Sea, and Saga Sea. And this ship is really the support vessel. So it's really, in terms of sustainability and maritime technology, I would say a leap forward, because it has an award-winning engine, that is very fuel efficient and best in class in terms of emission. It has also double the capacity of cargo, over 40,000 cubic meters than the existing ship that we have or cargo that we have for the logistics. And it's gonna reduce roughly the logistic costs that by about 30%. As you know, we have our fishing area in Antarctica around area 48, and we have a logistic hub in Montevideo. So this ship is, or the support vessel is really the lifeline between these boats and the logistic hub in terms of transporting krill meal from the fishing area, cargo, logistics, crew. So it's gonna really play an important role into streamlining this process, and it is also in terms of kind of this capacity of cargo, increased capacity of cargo, will help having less kind of rotations between the logistic hub and the fishing routes, and also enable extra days for harvesting for the boats. So it's really exciting. I think it's about $75 million investment just in this ship alone, and it's gonna really be a kind of a game changer in terms of improving the logistic costs, and also in terms of increasing our kind of sustainability profile in terms of CO2 emissions, in terms of rotations, in terms of the fact that you don't need anchoring while you're doing transshipment between the boats, because it has this dynamic positioning capabilities. So it's very excited to have this ship starting soon in the next weeks as part of our Antarctic operations.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's just basically going to help keep those harvesters out there longer instead of having them truck back and forth 3 different ships constantly. So that's good in terms of emissions and crew and all that stuff. $75 million investment. That's pretty good. So I'm assuming it comes with keyless entry and cruise control. And massaging seats for the captain, I'm sure.
I think they have state-of-the-art facilities as we have in, for example, Antarctic Endurance that was introduced in 2019. It's really, these 2 boats are, I think, the best you can have in the industry in general in terms of comfort for the crew, but also being sustainable, having engines that are, for example, designed and to be kind of future or to be convertible for future and greener fuels, and just improve all these operations and reduce our CO2 footprint in general.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen them, Google them online there. I've seen some pictures of those ships and they're pretty cool. Well, Simo, thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up here. I look forward to meeting you in person soon at one of the trade shows once we all get back to work. We're all working from home still, unfortunately, from this COVID thing. Expo East here in the US is scheduled to launch in September. So I think that will be a pretty big show. I think most people go to Expo West in California, but because that's been changed to a virtual event, I think Expo East on the East Coast is probably going to get an overload of people once that opens up. So September might be a first chance to see my friends at Aker.
Definitely.
And thank you so much for your time and insights. Appreciate it. And be safe out there.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for the invitation. It was a pleasure talking to you, and looking forward to meet you soon.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to HPA Global Insights. Please like, subscribe, and share with your colleagues. Any questions or suggestions, email us at info@uschinahpa.org. This channel is operated by US China Health Products Association, which is a nonprofit organization. Please consider joining the association and supporting its global endeavors. Your support is very much appreciated. Until next time, take care.